You're listening to DraftKings Network.
Welcome to the Big Suey, presented by DraftKings.
Why are you listening to this show?
The podcast that seems very similar to the other Dan Le Batard podcast.
I'm sorry, I'm not going to apologize for that.
In fact, the only difference seems to be this imaging.
I have been tempted in restaurants just walking past tables to grab somebody's fries that if they're just there. That hasn't happened to you guys?
I've done it.
And now, here's the marching man to nowhere, fat face, and the habitual liar.
He just spent the break yelling at me again. He's just like, why don't you just say, stick it where the bleach don't shine, you idiot? Like, how can you not get one of these endings right?
Pound rocks.
Fly a bleached asshole.
Just start mixing them all.
That's right. I mean, what do you mean start? What do you mean start? Roy has told me during the break.
Go your bleach.
Whoa, wait a minute. Hey. Always subtle, Stugotz.
Sorry.
Always got to take it a step further. Could have just left it where it was.
Yeah.
It was fine. I was ashamed enough. You had to bring your special brand of making me feel more ashamed because you can't do subtle. Put it on the poll, please, Juju. Is subtle a tool in the Stugotz toolbox?
No.
Roy, you have told me during the break that this perennium tanning or sunning has 6 other alleged benefits. Is one of the benefits that area of your body needs vitamin D?
Yes, that would be the first one. The other 6 include improved mood and mental health.
Come on.
Circadian rhythm regulation, so it helps you sleep, apparently. Natural skin health, enhanced libido and sexual health, balance hormones, and naked grounding balances your nervous system.
I need all of that. I'm going to have to do this.
All right, then.
But I don't believe that I can get it that easily. These things that I need, these nutrients that I need to sleep better, to have less stress. Think about what we're saying. You're alleging that the key to mental health is throw your ass up in the air and let it sun.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But I would think that then there's also, like, not to get too into it, but if you get a sunburn, then it probably has the opposite effect. Right?
Well, that's one of the risks.
How about this, Billy? You will find this not surprising at all. Thank you, Lewis. For the first time, you know what? Hold on a second. Meadowlark Media needs to be celebrate something here.
The internet's forever. Don't do
No.
Okay.
Oh, standing ovation for Lewis?
All right.
Okay, here we go.
All right.
Lewis,
I don't know. The way that this has been going lately, once he stood up, I'm like, Jesus.
I'm a little concerned
like
that he has
this.
direct contact to you.
Well,
and I hear him, and I told him to stop that.
well, no, but here,
Both of us, by the
hold
way.
on. You guys don't understand what I'm celebrating, and I wish for all of us to
All right,
celebrate.
standing up. Here we go. Yeah. All right, very good. Good job, Lewis.
What are we clapping for?
What are we clapping about? What are we clapping about now?
We have been paying video for a long time. I believe we've just reached a seminal moment where video can be helpful. Billy, I'm going to tell you how and why. Because the bit of information I'm about to give
Don't
you.
show a video of someone bleaching their butt.
No, I'm going to do that at some point in the show back here.
No.
Bleach your butt?
Anything for clicks. Billy, Lewis just said to me, Tony has done that. Perineum tanning. Tony has done that. It is the first bit of valuable help that I have gotten in my ear from video in 2.5 years doing this, as I've gone straight to hell crazy in front of everyone's ears. And my mental health is decomposed in front of you as I'm trying to get video up to speed on what we're doing because we need to grow as a video company. That historically is the first bit of information that has ever arrived in these ears from video that has been helpful to me doing the show.
Way to go, guys.
And not defense against me doing the show.
Right.
Now, if only we could get Tony to edit a podcast.
Oh, no.
Oh, man. Unnecessary.
A little inside about your bitterness and your resentment, because those 2.5 years.
It's a lot inside.
My mental health has also been affected by, yes, Tony, so that Billy doesn't hate you even more than he ever did.
Hate is strong.
Edit a podcast. Yes. Pay some dues on editing a podcast.
You can watch Tony do nothing for 15 hours tonight, starting at 5 o'clock, by the way, on the show's YouTube.
Tony, get in here. Is he here? Is he
He's
just
not.
outside?
He's not.
He's not here.
He's not here.
So the comment wasn't as helpful as you thought, because now we can't do anything with it.
Oh, that's too bad.
No, let's call him. Get him, Lewis. No, you think I'm going to let this go, Billy? You and him
really
being
hope so.
Like a dog and a bone. On this.
you and him being able to make magic together because you don't actually like him and he doesn't actually help you enough. And he's doing a 24-hour, I get the YouTube feed tonight because why not? I'm Tony, baby. Why shouldn't I get the feed tonight and just have everybody watch me sleep? I'm sexy.
YouTube.com/@LeBatard show.
Nice.
Tony on the air for the entirety of the night, beginning at 5 o'clock Eastern.
_circa dash lost dash Vegas dot.
Let's not do that. Although that does afford me the opportunity. I know that the initial link was not only confusing, but there was also a link to purchase GA tickets for the Stadium Swim experience over there. All you have to do, if you're a fan of our show, is RSVP. You get free entry into Las Vegas. Now, some of you listening to this or watching this right now may have already paid $25. You should be getting refunded from the venue itself. If not, reach out to the venue, and they will be very helpful in ushering that along. We will be at Stadium Swim at Circa Hotel, February 8th and 9th. Reserve your tickets right now at circalasvegas.com/LeBatard. We have been blown away by the early signups. Now that there's 4 teams left in the NFL playoffs, some of you fans may be having an eye towards Vegas. Please make us a part of your plans because we have been working on this tirelessly, and the venue is insane. It's going to be a fun time.
Stugotz, if I may, because I don't know if everybody here knows it, but this is a considerable expense for us to move our entire team for all their hard work over the last 2.5 years to be able to move everyone we've got for a week-long party in Vegas that can be disjointed. It's hard to move all of this, Stugotz. You have felt whenever I go to Los Angeles or New York by myself, like we move together or we don't move at all and the chemistry gets disrupted. We are taking everybody to Vegas at considerable expense because we want to reward everybody for the work that they have done here for 2.5 years in a startup. And we know our audience is going to catch us wherever it is that we land. And so I will tell you from seeing some of the numbers here that Friday is a giant day because people pour into Vegas. Thursday, we also have plenty of people. But if you want to go and have good placement and be near what we're doing, which is unlike anything we've ever done, okay? This isn't South by Southwest. It's not Gramercy. It's our whole crew going to party in Vegas with the people who support us the best. And every time we've done anything that resembles a Moss, every single time, the people who are watching what we're doing are like, why didn't I go? This is the one I was going to go to. And I'm just telling you that this is the biggest celebration of what we've done in 2.5 years. A giant wad of money spent on behalf of the entire company to reward everybody for we want to party with our fans. We want to enjoy the end of Vegas. I don't want to go to the Super Bowl, but the only reason we're doing this, we're not going to do it on Radio Row because that would be an unending misery for me.
Well, we are doing it on Radio Row, too.
I'm not doing it on Radio
That's
Row.
heaven for me.
No, that is heaven for Billy Gill, Stugotz, and God bless football.
I'm not going.
You like it too, Mike.
Wingo's available if you guys want him.
I've been on Radio Row twice in my career. I do like the hustle and bustle, but you guys own it.
All right.
Billy and
Mad
Stugotz,
Dog owns it, just so we're clear.
Billy and Stu. Well, I'd like the goal to be for you to take it from Jim Rome and Mad Dog. Like, I want to arrive in Vegas with a noise. I want God Bless Football to show Russo and Jim Rome. No, you're not boss here anymore on Radio Row. Stugotz is boss now of the most cliched, trite, commercialized whore event in the history of sports.
I can't wait.
It's been very helpful, so we thank them. Is that a sun behind you? No. See, now you gave Lewis a compliment.
no.
And now he's putting things behind you so you can literally sun your asshole on the internet, which is forever. Don't follow this.
Not according to Peter King.
You can say right now, given how the last 2.5 years have gone for me, that he is sunning an asshole right now by just putting that sun over me. Billy, where are we with Tony doing this? Because it's the most predictable and most obvious thing that Tony has done perineum tanning.
He's a mystery to me. I don't quite understand him. I don't understand what he does. I know he's doing, I think 5 o'clock until tomorrow morning. He's going to be there live. I got a text this morning.
Doing what though?
I don't know. I think best as I understand is him and Mike Fuentes are going to be here hanging out, and there's going to be a live camera, and you can watch them.
All right, listen to me. Okay, this is what I'm tired of around here. Okay,
and I got a text this morning saying, "Hey, I'm not coming in. I need you to handle the podcast." And I was like, "Lovely."
All right, listen to me. Can someone get control over something around here? Fuentes is dying to be on television, and he'll do so even if there's not a mic around. So we're doing Truman Show tonight. Yeah. And Tony and Fuentes, who are not quite that entertaining when they're talking, are now going to try and entertain people while not talking.
Hey, that's mean. Mean.
Very mean.
False.
Tone is bad.
Yes.
I, for one, am very thankful that they're doing this.
That's a fine,
It's
by
not
the way.
an assignment anybody else wants.
$5.
It's not an assignment anyone else wants.
Also, just like I'd like to try to clear up what you're saying, them trying to entertain people without a microphone on. I asked Tony, what do you have planned? And he said nothing. So he's not trying to entertain people. There's just going to be a camera
That's
on.
great. You get 24 hours of a valuable YouTube feed. What do you have planned? Nothing. All right, great.
I think they said they were going to play video games.
All right, great.
People want to be a fly on the
eat
wall.
dinner.
Experience life.
Great. That,
Sleep on the
There's no
couch.
better way to experience life than hopping on youtube.com/Batard show and watching two other people without microphones.
We did have a feed one time just focusing at the street with the promise of aliens.
Well,
So
there were a lot of people watching that.
here I can guarantee you'll see 2 aliens.
Why are you laughing right in my face again?
I'm just waiting to see how you close out this segment.
Spread eagle, probably.
Do you not understand why I'm frustrated by what Tony and Fuentes are doing? They're going to work.
Of course I
You
do.
shouldn't be frustrated by this. This is all good. This is all very good.
How are we going to entertain?
It's something, Dan.
All right,
It's on them.
But here's
Better than nothing.
Yeah.
this is what I will say to you guys.
Our standard for these things is really sky high. Most of these watch-alongs is usually just people sitting on couches doing nothing except going, whoa!
There's also like TikToks that people like generate actual salaries where people just watch them take naps. So maybe that's the lane they're going for.
You never know what kind of kinky freaks are out there in our YouTube audience, just waiting for a little glimpse of gotcha. If Tony bends down, shows a little ass crack, you've made steak sauce's day.
And mine.
I'm simply stuck, okay, on the idea of that is valuable real estate. If you have 15 hours on it, you have to do something that is planned to entertain people because they give us no greater gift than watching these stupidities that we do every day. We were in my father's ear yesterday.
What?
Yeah. Just wait till Tony and Fuentes do something that you have to apologize for, though.
Well, that's what's going to happen. You know, but this is what I'm saying. What have we planned? Nothing except something that ends us. This is what I'm saying. It's not smart. Go bleach your kite, pound sand. What?
DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL playoffs, is bringing you an offer that'll help make the playoffs electrifying. New customers can bet $5 on any game and get $200 instantly in bonus bets. I am loving the NFL playoffs. I love watching all these teams play in cold weather while I'm eating a bowl of soup at home. Download DraftKings Sportsbook now and use code Dan. New customers can bet just $5 to get $200 instantly in bonus bets. Only on DraftKings Sportsbook with code Dan. The crown is yours.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.1800gambler.net. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort in Kansas. 21 plus, age varies by jurisdiction. Void in Ontario. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after issuance. See dkng.com/football for eligibility and deposit restrictions, terms, and responsible gaming resources.
Dan Le Batard.
Well, Charlie sent, Charlie had this, Charlie, as far as I know, so just Charlie's title in my
Are you going to say anything?
Stugotz.
How familiar were you at the time with Chewbacca? Like how your upbringing had how much Chewbacca in it?
This is the Dan Le Batard show with the Stugotz.
Fresh off a victory of Thursday Thunder. I think it was a weekend edition of that, but either way, we're 1-0 in our last one.
Nice. 3-leg parlay, Pacheco cash by going over 14.5 yards or 14.5 carries on the final carry.
Yeah, JuJu crafted that, so let's hopefully here we have another winner. Thursday Thunder is presented by DraftKings Fantasy Sports.
Yeah.
Check out what DraftKings has to offer this season with code Dan, because life's more fun when you're in on the action. DraftKings, the crown is yours. Here's what JuJu cooked up.
Yeah.
2 huge playoff games. One destination. To be there in person. at Stadium Swim.
Yeah.
For weekend observations. That is the prize that everyone's eyeing.
We're doing that live on a Thursday or a Friday?
So we'll have Vegas observations.
Yes. Already started working on it.
Really? We haven't even gotten to Vegas yet. Okay. What do you mean?
Vegas is Vegas, Dan. It doesn't change.
But what do you mean? I don't understand.
You haven't observed anything yet.
I've been there plenty.
Yeah. And no doubt, Rashad Bateman will be thinking he wants to be there at Stadium Swim when he goes over 23.5 yards. I like this one, Juju. I really do.
The whole thing? You like the whole thing?
Yeah, I like this whole thing. I think Juju's got a winner here responsibly. Marquez, Valdez, Scantling, over 13.5 yards.
Listen, I've lost $300
MVS.
there. No, all I need is a catch from him. I've lost every time I've made the bet. He's always at plus 17.5 yards. He never gets it.
He's due.
13.5 yards. It keeps going down because he's been 18.5 and 17.5 all season, and he stinks.
Now, this one we should hit, especially if what they're saying is true about the weather conditions.
He's getting mad.
He's cost me $300 in those shitty $50 prop bets every time I go over on him.
Are you saying he's never covered an over?
Not one. I need one catch possible.
He's certainly got one this season.
I am watching games rooting only for him to have a catch for 19 yards.
He had 62 yards last week.
I didn't bet him last week.
Really?
I'm done with him.
The good news is you're virtually guaranteed at least one drop back where Mahomes looks his direction.
Yes.
Whether or not he brings it down is another thing. Now, the weather conditions are actually shaping up for this last leg. We had success last week with the Pacheco rushing attempts over, and we're closing out this 3-leg parlay with another rushing attempt over. David Montgomery over 10.5 rushing attempts. So if the Lions are in that game in the second half, we should hit that. Or if it's sloppy, like it's angling for right now, we should hit that too. David Montgomery over 10.5 rushing attempts to close our Thursday Thunder.
For those of you who may not be as familiar with gambling, a 3-team parlay pays a good deal of money, and Juju hit his last one. We've had a lot of losers, but now that Juju's in charge, Juju is not a loser, and it's a good person to put in charge of that. Amin and Charlotte are with
losers.
us now, and their show...
Talking about losers.
Speaking of losers, Oddball, you're coming from doing Oddball, which is every day except for Monday. What is it that you talked about the most? What is it that people should be going there to find that they cannot find anywhere else?
You know, Dan, today on Oddball, we talked about the lies coming from the Milwaukee Bucks organization. And if not lies, then just an inability to say it with their chest, what they did and why they fired Adrian Griffin and replaced him with Doc Rivers. A lot of hedging going on.
Charlotte had a great line today about when you feel something or you do something, you just say it. You don't have to keep explaining and bringing extra kind of context to it, because the more you do it, the more you seem like Leslie Nielsen in Airplane with your nose just growing and growing and growing.
I'm familiar with that.
As you tell everybody.
Over-explaining is bad, yeah.
Oh, yeah, you just say it, right?
Better to keep your lies with fewer details? I disagree with that. I think a lie needs more details.
No. I'm not saying a lie. I'm saying, so the Bucks organization, they fire Adrian Griffin, and then, and a lot of it, we talked about this yesterday, how Amin and I were saying, like, well, he lost the locker room. The reason that he's not there is because it wasn't working, but because people didn't trust him. So then John Horst, the Bucks GM, comes out and is like, oh, it didn't have anything to do with what the players were saying. It wasn't that. It wasn't that. And Giannis is like, I was surprised. And it's like, if you're going to do it, just say it. Just be like, yeah, it wasn't working. And then move on. You don't have to say a lot. Just stand by what you did.
All right. I was just having a different conversation with you guys with Lucy. I was not listening to you two talk.
Yeah, I noticed, Dan.
All right. So I'm going to admit something here. But I want people to know what just happened here, because I just asked Lucy, I just asked her away from you guys, what is the best way to lie? And this was her answer. With a lot of details. She was whispering it to me. With a lot of details. And then she stops and is like, with no details. So she Lucy.
Good job, Lucy.
Yeah, I don't understand what just happened, because I think it's best to lie with a lot of details.
Then you're
she's
a terrible
right.
liar, Dan.
I misunderstood the question originally. And so I was like, well, I changed my answer. I feel like that's allowed, and I think the best way to lie is without details, because the more details you use, the more likely you're going to get caught. Also, it's like, hey, you're trying to convince me of something. If you just say it like, not a lot with it, I'm not going to think you're lying.
I'm just saying you have an expert sitting to your left. You can ask him.
Why would you ask Lucy?
I already said, just be efficient with your lie.
No, but because he doesn't lie well. Mike Ryan says correctly, it's the most honest relationship he has. I always know when he's lying.
And the problem is I give too many details.
Stugotz is not a good liar. He's just a liar. He's not
volume shooter.
I'm a detailed liar.
Yes. Yeah. He's experienced, though. He's not good, but he's experienced. And so in that experience comes some expertise.
A veteran.
Yeah.
Well, do we believe the Milwaukee Bucks to be lying?
Yes.
Yeah? What evidence do you have?
Oh, that
They
video.
gave way too much
dancing
detail,
video.
and then they danced.
Yeah. Like, by the way, which was posted by who? Charlotte?
The Milwaukee Bucks account tweeted that out.
The official
that
Bucks
wasn't like a fan video. The Bucks were like, haha. Were the social media people that annoyed with Adrian Griffin too? It's incredible.
They're dancing on his grave.
I literally thought of two different things. I thought of the end scene of Return of the Jedi when the Ewoks are celebrating. And I also thought about Wizard of Oz when the Munchkins are celebrating the death of the Wicked Witch. Ding dong, the witch is dead. Sing it high, sing it low. Ding dong, the Wicked Witch is dead. That's what they're doing right there.
That is, let me explain to the audio audience only what we're presently witnessing, because it is a ceremony ritual dance of some sort, that there is fire in the background, and this team won a championship, the happiest you have ever seen the Milwaukee Bucks. They are, Brooke Lopez has never looked that not stoic. Brooke Lopez has never been this happy to have anyone removed from his life. There is genuine joy from the Milwaukee Bucks because their coach has been fired after 43 games. That video is staggering as proof.
Cameron Payne is my favorite because he's like the ringleader of, hey, guys, dancing, that's kind of my thing. Everyone get behind me. We're going to do this. And everyone just following along in this crazy train of celebration. But no, it had nothing to do with how the players felt.
Like,
come on, dude.
We can see it.
So there was another part which did not come out, or it was not reported because it's something that happened earlier in the year. But apparently John Horst's dog is named after Adrian Griffin. And that led me down two very, very stark paths. Path number one, why would you say that, man? That just sounds so dumb. But two, I don't want you to name your pet after me. That's an insult. Your pet?
Put it on the poll at Levitard Show. No. I think it's an honor. Put it on
an honor.
Let's see at Levitard Show. Having a pet named after you, is it an insult or an honor?
I had a cat once. His name was Schmitty. He died, but we named him after Bill Smith, the Islanders goalie.
Okay, sport here.
It's a tribute to Billy Smith.
I think there's a difference.
Yes.
You can name, like, every dog in the New England region right now, every golden retriever is named Tatum.
Oh, I thought he was a Brady.
Or Brady,
yeah.
But they are starting to, unfortunately, pass away at this point.
Oh.
I do think, though, that there's a wave that you can trace a wave of sports heroes based on animal names. I think it's different if you name a dog after someone you know personally.
Someone you know.
John Horst, his dog's name was Otis, and this is according to Ramona Shelburne and Jamal Collier at ESPN. His dog's name was Otis. Then he got into an elevator with Adrian Griffin and was like, actually, you know what? My dog's name is Griff.
That's what I'm talking about. We're not talking about Stugotz. I'm not talking about naming your cat after your favorite goalkeeper, of the 70s and 80s Islanders, right? Mm-hmm. I'm talking about someone you actually know personally.
Right. So how do I have to ask? Let me also ask the secondary poll question. Ask it your way, because in my way, it's going to come back with a certain result.
Yes.
Ask it the way that you would like to ask it, to frame it as an insult.
Is it disrespectful to name a pet after someone you know personally?
And the thing that I wanted to bring up here as it relates to this particular story, because I'm sort of stunned what I'm watching now. And we have a lot of NBA insiders, a lot of people being paid a lot of money, but I don't actually know how deep this hatred runs. And the place that all the details come out is when you're no longer afraid that the coach has power over you. So then all the stories get told. What are we going to hear about what he was doing in the coaching of the Milwaukee Bucks that makes them dance on his grave like that in what looked like a ceremony of ritual religious celebration because their coach, after half a season, doesn't have his job anymore?
I don't know.
I can tell you who's probably going to get it, Chris Haynes.
But what are the details going to be? Do you understand what I'm saying? Lou Holtz has
whatever Dame wants him to be.
You think Dame is the guy here?
It's Thanasis.
That's the key to it all. That's the key to it all.
Aren't you hearing rumors? As somebody who's like really close to the information of the NBA. Aren't you super curious? This guy interviewed 14 times for this job and blew it in half a season.
Dan, I guess because I know what that looks like. I'm familiar with how you can blow it in half a season. So I don't think it's, to be honest with you, I don't think it's anything egregious. So yesterday, David Samson came on and was like, it must have been something so awful. I'm like, no, it's not. What is like, is it your first time in sports? Like, no, it's like, it's simple stuff. You walk it. I once had a player tell me, we lost, the coach lost us in the first huddle because when he held the clipboard, it was shaking like a spaghetti noodle. That's what they said. I'm like, dude, players will give up on guys for any number of reasons. And it's just, can you keep their attention and their respect more than anything?
Samson wants to let go of the reigning manager of the year.
For no reason.
I would love Amin and Samson to argue. Samson's about to come on with us. I would love for you and him to argue about shit because I think
argued about it with him yesterday.
I think Samson's labor are so anti-labor that his management perspective is out of touch with the modern employee in sports.
Let's ask him and Adnan about movies instead.
I agree with that. I want to rip apart whatever list they come up with.
Shout out to Griffin Horst.
Go bleep your...
Oh, not again.
Jesus.
No, come on, man.
What? Damn it.
Don Batard.
Let's go to 80.
His name is Bo.
Wow. I think Billy typed an 8 instead of a B. Fine.
It's a clear as day, Bo.
All right, $2.
Stugotz.
Number 80. Go ahead. It's Chris Corner on the line. CC, go ahead.
This is the Don Batard Show with the Stugotz.
Well, I can't give you a countdown yet because Mean's presently watching the trailer for Roadhouse.
Can I finish it or should I
starts with people having Jared
Jake Gyllenhaal, yeah.
2.5 minute.
Like, no need to remake.
You know what? I asked Lewis, you guys were talking about Roadhouse remake, and I was hoping that Lewis was running on what it is you were saying, and he told me he wasn't because video. And we've got Samson and Adnan. We've got Samson and Adnan here, and I want you guys to include them because their movie takes are a bit highfalutin, and I want you guys to tell them how you feel about Roadhouse and the Roadhouse remake because I suspect Samson will hate everything about Roadhouse.
Well, the trailer just dropped today, and there's a bit of news because there was a premiere, but the director boycotted the premiere because he felt betrayed by Amazon Prime. They promised him a theatrical release, according to this director, and it's premiering exclusively on Amazon Prime, so he's all heard about it. But I will say, kudos to you, director, because you cut one hell of a trailer. I mean, Roadhouse is a very high standard of a brand to live up to. And
Doug Liman is the director. He's one of my, Swingers is one of my all-time favorite movies. So I'm pro Doug Liman. And to Mike's point, it's very important to filmmakers to have the theatrical release. That's why Christopher Nolan was so furious with Warner Brothers. Left them, of course, made Oppenheimer with Universal. So I appreciate where he's coming from. I know David hasn't been in the movies as much, but you appreciate the theatrical experience as well.
Yeah, I just don't know if directors actually cut the trailers. That's
Some do.
Totally
Paul
separate business.
Yeah, it generally is. Paul Thomas Anderson cuts his own trailers, but you're right. Generally, it's somebody else doing it.
Well, either way, this director had a hand in something that is presenting pretty well because I saw that trailer being a fan of the original, being skeptical about the direction this one's going in, and this one looks dope. I'm in. The trailer.
Is his name Dalton in this one as well, or is it
No, it's a different.
They changed the name?
If I may, Charlotte, Lucy, Billy, do you care at all about what we're talking about here? Roadhouse, the movie.
He didn't even turn his mic on.
No, I mean, all of you are slumped in your chairs. Look, I'm worried about this segment in general.
It's an older movie. You can't expect everybody to watch it, even
Classic.
though
It's a
action
classic,
movie
though.
classic.
Amin's right, yeah.
There's a torn trachea.
What's it about?
There's a trachea that gets ripped out.
Yeah.
And Patrick Swayze throwing amazing kicks.
I do like Patrick Swayze.
You led with the trick. No, you got to lead with it. It's a guy. He's the best bouncer in America. Apparently they have bouncer rankings, and so this rich guy who buys this bar, it's a rowdy bar, he hires this dude from New York City to Missouri to come be the head bouncer at his bar.
Yes.
Yeah. I'll watch it.
But there's a Yoda of bouncers who teaches the greatest bouncer on the planet how to be a better bouncer.
Are you guys messing with me?
I'm dead serious.
No.
This is actually
A Yoda of bouncers, yes.
And there's a rich guy in the town named Brad Wesley who's a real asshole. And you've gotten rich for a long time, all of these people. It's like, you're damn right.
Is that
and I'm going to get richer.
Is that Ben Gazzara?
His town.
Yes.
Okay,
Nice.
this is a funny story.
One of your favorites.
Well, it's not one of This is my friend Boog Shambi insulted in the street Ben Gazzara because he shouted at Ben Gazzara as he walked by, "Hey, Ben Gazzara!" And Ben Gazzara's like happy to be recognized and pointing back at him. And Boog goes, "Loved you in Roadhouse," and he was joking. Like he was not. He was trying to insult him, and he did, because Roadhouse is terrible. Like, it's wonderful. What? It's wonderful.
Watch what you're saying,
but it's terrible. It's, if you saw it right now, Charlotte, Lucy, you'd think that everyone in this room is really dumb.
No,
already think that a little bit.
I mean, that's mean.
Yeah, it's a big dumb guy flick, and it was of the time. And Patrick Swayze can fill out a pair of jeans.
What was the Patrick Swayze one where he's the surfing?
Point Break.
I'll make it
Are you really asking that question?
Charlotte,
Mike is bleeding from his ears.
Oh my goodness!
Believe you.
I can't.
Believe
The remake too. The remake too.
How did we hire her?
Well, the remake was Fast and Furious. It just ripped off the formula.
I don't know either. I don't know what's going on.
Catherine Bigelow, Academy Award-winning
Ring a bell?
director.
Before.
I'm pretty sure she won for that movie.
By the way, if you love Roadhouse, Cinepope episode 103. Check it out.
Yeah, sometimes I do these things on the air where I just wax poetic about these movies, and it's a bit that's, performative. Not for Point Break. Point Break legitimately is one of my favorite movies of all time. It's like top 3.
I love it too. I was messing with you guys.
I watched the new Mission Impossible the other day.
Was it good?
It's amazing.
Yeah.
I was like, why is everyone hating on this movie?
Samson, Adnan.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Hi, guys.
What's the dueling top 5s that we have today?
Well, this week were the Oscar nominations, and we touched on it a little bit in the local hour, but I wanted to give my top 5 things from the nominations that made me happy, and Adnan wants to give you the top 5 things that made him angry. And Adnan is such an angry movie guy who wishes he had votes in all parts of the Academy. So he's just a bitter bastard at the moment. But I left the nominations disappointed with a few things, but really happy about others.
All right, per our custom with this segment, David, you take pretty much the remainder of the segment, and Adnan rushes through his top 5 with 30 seconds left.
The top 5 things that made me happy about the upcoming Academy Awards. Number 5, Past Lives is a Best Picture nominee. I wish we had gotten a Best Actress nomination. I am very happy that people are going to watch this movie, because you should. It's a movie about what happens when there's a chance that you could still be in love with someone who you used to know for a very short time, a very long time ago.
Excellent film. Shout out to A24, number 6 on my top 10.
Number 4, Coleman Domingo is nominated for Best Actor. This is major. It's a movie called Rustin. It's a true story. He is an openly gay actor playing an openly gay part in a story that no one knows about, what went on behind the scenes with the March on Washington. Everyone assumes it was Martin Luther King. As a matter of fact, Rustin had almost everything to do with it. It was almost his show. And the fact that this actor was recognized for the role he played, not since Ian McClellan, Gods and Monsters. It just doesn't happen often, so that made me happy.
Excellent actor, excellent performance. The scene where Dr. King gives Rustin props near late in the film is as good as it gets from Domingo. Excellent.
Number 3, I am thrilled that Sterling K. Brown gets to go to the Oscars as a nominee. You may know him from This Is Us. I may know him from This Is Us. I am thrilled that he is getting props in acting. There were some people left out in supporting actor, including Willem Dafoe. But that said, having Sterling K. Brown there makes the entire award show worth watching for me, including Justin Hartley getting the post-CBS show, by the way, after the Super Bowl. It is a This Is Us revival.
American Fiction, number 4 on my top 10. Really happy for Sterling K. Brown. Even happier for Jeffrey Wright. First ever Best Actor nomination for him. He's great in the movie as well.
Is he better in that movie than Source Code?
I would say yes.
Number 2, I am very happy that both Naiad actresses got recognized. There's a lot of problems in these categories. People are upset, but Jodie Foster in supporting actress from Stealing Home and The Accused, you know Jodie Foster. And then Annette Bening, my favorite, Warren Beatty's wife, but most importantly from Bugsy and all sorts of unbelievable movies. Annette Bening, Best Actress. So Naiad is a movie you should see about a woman who's crazier than I am, who kept trying to swim the English Channel and finally made it at an age that's older than even me and Le Batard.
Wow. Forgive me for
Perfectly
just a second.
decent movie. Not a great film, but the 2 nominations are definitely deserved, especially Jodie Foster. She's excellent as a very understated, supportive coach.
All right, so these guys, they badly want to live in this space where they just go back and forth on. They love this. They love this so
Dan,
much.
the list was humming.
Yeah.
We're going to run out of time. You can't preamble in the middle of it.
The only reason I'm doing a preamble is how do we let Charlotte skate on not knowing that?
Dan.
He was joking.
I've seen them.
It was a troll because naturally
It was a
no
troll.
one-
You had your headset on.
no one has
She knows
missed
what we're
this
talking
90
about.
cinematic masterpiece.
Boo,
Nobody's
Batard.
point.
I even saw
You don't
the
get this
remake.
show.
She knows the Bodhisattva. I mean, come on.
Is
keep
a
your headsets
preamble
on.
in the middle just an amble?
That's right.
It is.
Like Dan
You
does
suck,
that.
Le Batard. To the penalty box.
Number 1, David.
The number one thing that makes me happy is Paul Giamatti not only was nominated for The Holdovers, my favorite movie of the year, but the son of the former commissioner, the one who suspended and got rid of banned Pete Rose, Paul Giamatti is going to win, spoiler alert, his first Oscar as Best Actor in The Holdovers, and
I really hope he wins. It's his first ever Best Actor nomination. He was previously nominated for Cinderella Man in supporting. As Amin knows, since he follows my Instagram, I met Paul Giamatti last Sunday at the Critics' Choice Awards, and he was awesome. We talked about Barney's version, Win-Win, which is two films I love. I did not mention A. Bartlett Giamatti. He does not want to talk about baseball. He does not want to talk about Pete Rose, but he's an awesome guy and one of my favorite actors. I couldn't agree more with Samson. I was elated that Paul Giamatti's nominated. I think Cillian Murphy's still the favorite because everyone's seen Oppenheimer, and Oppenheimer's going to win Best Picture and Best Director. But if the SAG award goes to Giamatti, I'm with David. I think Paul might have the edge. I was elated. I love Paul Giamatti.
And I'm just curious from the Critics' Choice Awards, when you chose which selfies to post, we talked about this on the show last week, and I'm just curious, did you think that photo with you and De Niro was a good photo, or did you realize that he did not want any part of it?
What happened is Ben Lyons says to me, here's your De Niro moment. Bob was walking out, and I said, I've got one moment here just to say, hey, Bob, how are you? And he shook my hand, and that was it. So that was not a staged photo. That was Ben capturing an action shot. If you took it a few frames previous, you would have seen the warm smile on his face. It was a wonderful moment.
A record 2 minutes left for Adnan's top 5.
Thanks, Stu. All right, number 5 biggest snub. Still, a Michael J. Fox movie not nominated for Best Documentary.
Wow.
I haven't seen all the docs yet, but this is the documentary most people have seen. Michael, I can't believe signing an asshole right now. I can't believe that Michael J. Fox and Davis Guggenheim, who directed it, did an Inconvenient Truth, was not recognized, at least as a nominee. Surprising. Number 4, Margot Robbie snub for Best Actress. I didn't love Barbie, okay? I liked it. I thought it was a good movie. I see nominations for production design, etc. after I saw it. Screenplay, sure. But I didn't say to myself, this film should win Best Picture. But if you're going to nominate for Best Picture, how the hell do you not nominate the woman playing Barbie? Margot Robbie, I know, still gets credit as a producer, but to nominate Barbie herself is ridiculous.
The biggest snub was Greta Gerwig, not Margot Robbie.
I have no issue with that because number 3 is Alexander Payne should have been nominated for Best Director, not Greta Gerwig. That's my number 3. I like the fact they included some other names. Jonathan Glazer's A Zone of Interest, Justine Triet for Anatomy of a Fall, 2 excellent films, 2 foreign films. So I like the fact he gets some more names in there. Gerwig gets enough love because she's nominated for screenplay. Payne should have been nominated. He didn't write the script for The Holdovers. He should have been nominated for Best Director. He got snubbed. Number 2, Leonardo DiCaprio for Killers of the Flower Moon, not nominated. How do you have a movie? The Killers of the Flower Moon got 10 Oscar nominations, but Best Actor Leonardo DiCaprio misses out. So apparently everything was great about it except for DiCaprio. It gets a Best Supporting Actor nomination for De Niro, his first in 12 years. It gets a Best Actress nomination for Lily Gladstone. Marty's nominated for Director, but apparently it acted itself. DiCaprio not necessary for Best Actor. Ridiculous. And number 1 biggest snub, no Martin Scorsese for Best Adapted Screenplay.
Jesus Christ already.
Absolute outrage. Now, here's the good news. 10 seconds? Fine. Scorsese becomes the most nominated living director today. More Academy Award nominations than Steven Spielberg. But to not be nominated for the screenplay, they adapted David Grain's book, he and Eric Roth. Originally, DiCaprio was going to play the FBI agent. He goes, actually, no, I want to play his nephew. They rewrite the entire script. They're telling the story of the Osage.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Age and eligibility restrictions apply. Void where prohibited. See DraftKings.com for details.